There is a core machine star in the Zhulang Galaxy, 12.6 billion light years away. On core machine star, 4 major races: the land race, the sky race, the sea race, and the subterranean race coexist due to over-exploitation. The core energy of the star is nearly depleted, and 75% of the planet's surface has turned into desert. A protracted energy war is imminent. Within the land race, conflicts have also erupted over the vital crystal veins that sustain their survival. Factions fight and kill each other for these resources, and the civil war has caused the race to move towards division. Among the factions is the Crimson Steel, Claude faction, led by Shiganglang, who is brave and skillful in battle. He leads his team members to engage in fierce battles everywhere. The story begins with Shiganglang launching a raid on the Rhino Vein, which belongs to the Frosty Giant, Horned. Shiganglang used the newly acquired energy crystals to heal the injured young wolf. Every day is filled with battles. What new dangers will lie ahead next? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Shiganglang team of the Crimson Steel Clawed faction from the Steel Claw tribe launched a surprise attack on the Frosty Giant Horn faction. Shiganglang drew the enemy's fire, used C4 to blow up the defensive wall, defeated the Rhino warrior guards of the Frosty Giant Horned faction, and captured the mining area. How will Shigang Fierce Wolf defeat the powerful, upgraded Rhino train? And how can he break through its nearly impenetrable defense? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode to protect the team and the young wolf. Shiganglang merged with them and upgraded into a heavy tank. Meanwhile, the Rhino faction also combined and transformed into the Rhino train. Both sides engaged in a fierce battle. How will our Shiganglang team face this powerful enemy? How will the Rhino team deal with these powerful C4 bombs? Did Shiganglang die on the battlefield? Who planted the bombs? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Rhino's cannon seriously wounded Shigang. The cannon howitzer destroyed Shiganglang's barrel and the Rhino's earth. Shattering stomp left Shiganglang in a desperate mess. Finally, under the vengeful charge of Rhino 203, Shiganglang was completely defeated. the critical moment, the Lion King tank appeared. Is he an enemy or an ally? What will the subsequent battle be like? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Rhino's cannon seriously wounded Chigangland. The cannon howitzer destroyed Chigangland's barrel, and the Rhino's earth, shattering stomp left Chigangland a desperate mess. Finally, under the vengeful charge of Rhino 203, Chigangland was completely defeated. Rhino railgun has activated its 3-stage boosted shells. Can the Lion King tank hold on? Red Steel Wolf is in urgent need of treatment. The Lion King must end the battle quickly and escape danger with the injured Red Steel Wolf. Let's wait and see how the Lion King tank pulls off its desperate survival. Fight on for tribe. See you in the next episode. The Lion King tank was scratched in the eye by Rhino 201's cross-shaped mark, but it was not a serious injury. Rhino 204 shells wounded the rear of the Lion King tank. The Lion King tank spotted an abandoned bunker, so they took shelter. Thus, both sides pitched and Kashajin. 3 rhinos combined to form the Rhino train. The 3-stage propelled shells were ready. King Tank used his lion's roar black kill to destroy the rhino prey. But he has already exhausted all his energy. Now someone is ambushing them. They are definitely in grave danger. The battles will only get more brutal. We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Rhino Railgun's 3-stage attack destroys everything. The Lion King tank is also severely damaged. In the nick of time, Red Steel Wolf gives its own energy cube. The Lion King tank, empowered by the energy cube. The Lion King tank upgrades to level 2. Its Super Dark Domain Roar attack utterly defeats the Rhino battle tank. The Lion King tank and Shigang Lab were undergoing repairs and treatment when the Antelope rocket vehicles from the Frosty Giant Horn faction launched a surprise attack. The weak young lions merged to resist, though small and weak. They bravely fought back in place of crisis to buy. Can they hold on? What? See you in the next episode. The Lion King tank and Shigang Lab were being repaired by 3 young lion maintenance engineers. 2 antelopes from the Frosty Giant Horn faction crossed the cliff, sneaked all the way to the entrance of the cave, and launched a surprise attack. At that time, both the Lion King tank and Shigang were in a state of deep dormancy. So the 3 young lion maintenance engineers bravely confronted the 2 antelopes. Both sides attacked each other, and the area was filled with smoke. Xinglang's weapons were completely destroyed, and he was covered in injuries. Can Xinglang defeat the Antelope's self-propelled guns? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The unicycle antelopes discovered the hidden cave of the Red Steel Wolves, only to be intercepted by the young lions using transformation abilities. However, the young lions were too weak and easily kicked away. In a critical moment, the Red Steel Wolves stopped the antelopes and severely injured the antelope group, then transformed into an antelope self-propelled gun and began exchanging fire with the Red Steel Wolves. The Elephant Heavy Rocket Tank unleashed Van Fleet's saturation bombing. Has the battle really been decided? Roads, mountain slopes, and cave entrances were reduced to rubble, with burning flames everywhere. Wait a minute. It seems the Red Steel Wolves were taken away by a streak of green light. Let's hope we didn't missee it. For the tribe, the fight never ends. See you next episode. The Antelope self-propelled gun and the Red Steel Wolf tank engage in a positional battle. Both sides exchange heavy fire and suffer severe damage. In the end, they resort to close quarters combat, and a harpoon pierces the Red Steel Wolf's body. In return, the Red Steel Wolf clamps down on an antelope's head and tears at it. The Elephant Heavy Rocket Tank flicks the Red Steel Wolf far away with its trunk, then unleashes a saturation bombardment on the battlefield. elephant and the antelope combine to form the mammoth battle tank, which hits the crocodile with a volley of bombs, leaving the crocodile injured. Red Steel Wolf and the crocodile also combine to form the Crocodile Wolf tank, and the final battle is about to begin. Fight on for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The brave crocodile rescued Chigang, swallowed the shells with its jaws and seriously injured the elephant's trunk. At the critical moment, the elephant and the antelope combined to form the mammoth battle tank, and the crocodile was defeated. Afterwards, Chigangla and the crocodile also upgraded and formed the new crocodile, Wolf Tank. The battle between these two powerful forces is about to begin. mammoth battle tank, though it trapped the crocodile wolf heavy tank with a harpoon, only grazed the latter with its attacks. The crocodile's death roll destroyed the mammoth battle tank's main weapon. Who will win will keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The crocodile wolf tank's super drill armor seriously damaged the mammoth battle tank's ear armor. And then it attacked the mammoth battle tank with incendiary bombs. The ground was engulfed in a sea of fire. The mammoth battle tank activated its rain fire shield to resist the attack. Later, the mammoth battle tank trapped the crocodile wolf tank with a harpoon. During the fierce battle between the two sides, the mammoth battle tank's main cannon was damaged, but it still gained the upper hand. The ground continued to explode, and the Lion King's timely appearance rescued Shigan, the crocodile. This is the law of the jungle. Everything is determined by strength. Let's wait and see who will win. We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The mammoth battle tank and the crocodile wolf heavy tank engaged in a life or death battle, trading blows with each other. Both gained and lost ground at times. After trapping the crocodile wolf heavy tank with its super harpoon, The mammoth battle tank delivered a fatal blow, causing the crocodile, Wolf-Heavy Tay, at the critical moment. The Lion King appeared and rescued them from the crisis. The battlefield has split into two separate battle zones. The elephant has activated its super defense. Let's see how the Lion King will break through it. The antelope is injured. Will the crocodile be able to dominate the battlefield? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in next episode. The Lion King's appearance changed the course of the battle. Blade sonic boom orbs, formed by the combined young lions, were upgraded to trap the elephant. The battlefield then shifted to a situation where the elephant focused on defense while the Lion King took control. The antelopes fled and lured Shiganglang and the crocodile into the preset incendiary traps. But the crocodile's surprise attack by drilling underground reversed the course of the battle. Meanwhile, on the other side, The antelopes started to flee, with shells constantly falling behind them. Shiganglang was shrouded in flames and on the verge of death, and the crocodile was exhausted too. We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Hippo transport team used a shield machine to dig a tunnel and rescue the elephant. On their way back to the mine for treatment, they encountered the Wolf Scout team and drove the latter away. The crocodile and the antelopes engaged in a fierce battle. The crocodile's intense grenade offensive was so powerful they defeated that. Meanwhile, the Lion King was treating Xiu Qiu. Hippo Home -02 was trapped by the bomb trap devised by the young lions and young wolves. Hippo Hum -02 activated its shield machine. It seems this little difficulty won't stop Hippo Hum -02. However, the young wolf also successfully escaped. We'll keep fighting for the time. See you in the next episode. The Lion King chased the antelopes, but the antelopes managed to escape the pursuit. The Lion King then sent the young lions to rescue the Wolf Scout team. After the Wolf Scout team was repaired by the young lions, the others evacuated. Meanwhile, one young wolf and one young lion devised an explosive trap to trap the hippo. At the same time, the Lion King brought the crocodile and Shigenglang back to the cave for treatment. The Mao Xiang Tang used Black Bear Throw to rescue the young lion. Its two-stage armor-piercing projectiles forced the antelopes to combine for counterattack. Yet the antelopes' harpoons were also seized by the Mao Xiang tank. What will happen next? He will keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. While the Lion King was treating Shiganglang, it discovered that Shiganglang's body was completely damaged and irreparable. The young wolves and young lions covered everyone's retreat, but they were ambushed by the antelopes on the way. One young wolf lost its life. The young lion carried the young wolf on its back to return to the base, only to be chased by the antelopes. Just then, the Mao Xiang tank appeared and rescued the young lion. Let's see how the Maoxiong tank will fight the antelopes fiercely. Maoxiong tank was trapped underground by Hippohaemon -02. Can the Maoxiong tank get out smoothly? We believe the other Maoxiong tank outside will definitely be able to break out. We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Maoxiong tank was left frustrated by the Agile Antelope Special Forces. It bombarded the rock pillars. But in the end, the Maoxiong tank was defeated by the Antelope Special Forces and the Hippo, who used the terrain and flexible tactics together. Eventually, the Maoxiong tank was trapped in a large Can the Maoxiong tank escape danger? And who from Shiganglang's clan will come to rescue him? parachute of Hippoham -02 and Hippoham -03 was blocked by the Bang rock pillars. What kind of wonderful performance will the revived Shiganglan and his comrades in arms show in the upcoming battle? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Shiganglan and the fallen young wolf were fully revived by the Lion King. Though their appearances have changed a bit, they've become even more powerful. Shiganglan and the young lion then rescued the Maoxing tank. Hippoham -02 and Hippoham -03 were preparing to transport 3 rhinos and antelopes back to the base for repairs. But on the way, the road was blocked by the stone pillars, blown up by the Maoxing tank. The Maoxiong tank bombarded the sniper's hiding place. The sniper moved quickly, constantly switching between rocks to take cover, and the Maoxiong tank just couldn't hit it. Then, the dark barrel of the Barrett sniper rifle was aimed at the Maoxiong tank, and Shiganga began. He will keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The bear tank, young lion, and red steel wolf trap, Hippoma -02 and Hippoma -03 halfway. The young lion combines into the blade sonic orb, coordinating with red steel wolf's lightning fast movement. Red steel wolf bites off Hippo -02's mechanical arm, and the trio soon takes control of the battlefield. Just then, a mysterious machine gunner appears. waves, shifting the battle's tide in an instant. Shiganglang moved as fast as lightning. The rabbit sniper had never seen such a fast opponent before. The rabbit sniper's weapon was bitten by Shiganglang. This Eve of D battle was coming to an end soon. We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Maoshong tank, the young lions, and Shiganglang were ambushed by the sniper hiding in the dark and could not effectively fight back. Taking this opportunity, Hippo -02 and Hippo -03 also fled the battlefield. The young lions repaired Shiganglang, and everyone retreated first, while Shiganglang launched a pursuit alone. After activating electromagnetic enhancement, Shiganglang quickly gained the upper hand. The rabbit sniper and his two comrades in arms organized defensive forces at the key intersection. They laid many landmines and set up roadblocks on the only route Shiganglang must pass through, then hid in the bunker to wait for Shiganglang's arrival. He will keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Ganglang fought against the rabbit sniper and narrowly defeated the opponent, only by using his electromagnetic speed. He seized the rabbit sniper's barrel after being repaired by the young lions. Shiganglang also came to possess a barret. Moreover, the young lions, the Delag on the other side. The rabbit sniper found his teammates and set up a checkpoint on the only route to the mine. Shiganglang's team was completely blocked from advancing. Which reinforcement will the young lions call over? Will Shiganglang's shot hit the enemies inside the bunker? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Shiganglang's team entered the minefield laid by the rabbit sniper. With the rescue of the young lions, they escaped danger and detonated all the mines. However, the rabbits held their ground inside the bunker. They had fierce firepower and successfully blocked Shiganglang's team. After several rounds of fighting, Shiganglang's side still couldn't gain the upper hand. So the young lions went to fetch reinforcements, while Shiganglang stayed behind to hold the line alone. The Maoxiang tank was stunned by such a weapon. It had never seen such powerful throwing knives before. Shigenglang hurriedly raised his barret and loaded the astonishingly powerful armor-piercing bullets. What will the outcome be? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Shigenglang waited for and got the rescue from the Maoxiang tank. After several fierce rounds of battle, the Maoxiang tank used multiple armor-piercing projectiles to destroy the new blazing rabbit chariot. Its flaming throwing knives were extremely powerful, directly cutting off the machine gun of the Maoxiang tank. Meanwhile, Shigenglang also fired the armor-piercing bullets developed by the young lions. The Maoxiang tank took Shigenglang and fled quickly. This blazing rabbit chariot has two powerful weapons. Its weak points can't be found, and they can't win in a head-on fight. They'll first return to the base to treat Shigenglang, and then analyze how to defeat the blazing rabbit chariot. He will keep fighting for the tribe. Shigenglang and the Maoxiang tank were badly defeated by the fireball cannonballs, and were then chased and slashed by the throwing knife wheel. At the critical moment, Shigenglang used his body to block the throwing knife wheel. The Malxiong tank took Shiganglang back for repairs. After receiving treatment in the Hippo repair chamber, the Rhino team from the mine resumed fighting. They are going to scout the enemy situation of Shiganglang and his group. The revived Rhino team is even more powerful than before, and their coordination is relatively more tacit. Shiganglang's team has encountered the Rhino team again. Will the battle between these old rivals be even more intense? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Shiganglang was searching for energy crystals, hoping to restore himself to Elvia State. When he was looking around the abandoned minecart area, he encountered the newly revived Rhino. The two sides immediately engaged in a fierce battle. It was obvious that Shiganglang's team was no match for the Rhino team at all, especially Rhino 203 with a broken horn, which absorbed underground energy and launched numerous icicles. Rhino 203's gravel charge sent Shiganglang flying. How would Shiganglang deal with the second charge? Shiganglang put away his weapon. He seemed to have a new fighting style. He will keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Red Steel Wolf is trapped, frozen solid, while the two young wolves are also injured, each with different wounds. At this critical moment, one young wolf finds a rare upgrade energy cube near an abandoned minecart. Red Steel Wolf consumes it. It upgrades back to its original powerful level 1. Ferocious Red Street Eel Wolf tank. The two young wolves lure away Rhino 201 and Rhino 204. And next, Red Steel Wolf faces Rhino 203 in a one-on final. Rhino 201's boomerang is extremely sharp, moving as fast as light. It can slice a grenade clean in half. It seems the two young wolves are in grave danger. How will they escape this predicament? We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Red Steel Wolf and Rhino 203 engage in a one-on-one final showdown. Rhino 203 uses its frost shield to launch a boulder strike. But Red Steel Wolf dodges nimbly. Meanwhile, the two young wolves are being chased by Rhino 201 and Rhino 204. They also dodge skillfully. Yet one young wolf is wounded by Rhino 201's Red Cross boomerang. Shi Ganglang has reunited with the young wolves. Rhino 201's Red Cross Boomerang has developed a new attack method. Shi Ganglang must come up with new tactics to break through the current crisis. We'll keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The battle was extremely fierce, splitting into two separate battle zones. Shi Ganglang was constantly rammed by Rhino 203's upgraded ice shield. He stopped engaging in head-on confrontation and started dodging, while also throwing grenades to fight back. On the other side, the two young wolves were in great danger. Shi Ganglang stopped tangling with Rhino 203 and rushed to rescue the young wolves. But he was repelled by Rhino 201 and forced to dodge and hide everywhere. Shi Ganglang and the young wolves combined into the Lui Shigang Fierce Wolf, a heavy tank. The Rhino team finally learned what true military suppression is. What wet weapon will they use to attack next? Does the Rhino team still have the ability to fight back? We will keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Rhino squad launched a frenzied assault, forcing Steel Wolf's team into evasive maneuvers. With coordinated artillery saturation, ice field entrapment, and a final assault of Crimson homing projectiles, the situation grew dire. At the critical moment, Steel Wolf activated his last combination crystal. The combined Rhino train, formed by the Rhino Squad, is massive in size and exceptionally powerful in weaponry. Our Steel Wolf heavy tank is equally formidable. When two giants clash, victory belongs to the brave. Let's see whose firepower reigns episode. He will keep fighting for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Red Steel Wolf heavy tank unleashes an overwhelming assault on the Rhino Squad, forced into a tactical retreat. The Rhino Squad takes cover behind a large pile of rubble. There, they use their combined crystals to transform into the Rhino Railgun, and the two behemoths, the Rhino Railgun's icy shells, are now about to hit the Red Steel Wolf. Unable to defeat the Rhino Railgun, the Red Steel Wolf resorts to a trick blowing up rocks to temporarily block its path. Then the Red Steel Wolf fires a signal flare. Who will come to the rescue? Let's wait and see. Fight on for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The third wave of the Rhino train's freezing shells struck Steel Wolf, damaging his armor and tearing it away. Then, the train's heavy machine gun fire pierced through Steel Wolf's ear. Using the terrain to his advantage, he triggered a rock slide from the cliff, temporarily training the Rhino train. Before the dust settled, Steel Wolf launched a signal flare, calling urgently for backup. The Croc-Wolf tank, formed by Steel Wolf and the Crocodile, intercepted the Rhino train's icy artillery shells, causing them to explode into a massive low-hanging dark cloud. An intense sense of foreboding filled the air. What will happen next? Let's wait and see. Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Steel Wolf's signal flare brought reinforcements, and the Crocodile merged with him to form the new Croc-Wolf tank. Fully repaired and upgraded, it launched a 2-stage grenade barrage, striking the Rhino train squarely. In response, the Rhino train activated its newly adjusted weapon system, and shells from both sides collided mid-air in a spectacular explosion. The Croc-Wolf tank found itself trapped within the ice pillars, and the sudden appearance of the wild boar howitzer added immense pressure. The boar's fierce, reckless charge was brutally powerful. What will happen next? Let's wait and see. Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Rhino train fired a volley of shells that merged into an electrified cloud, forcing Steel Wolf into a frantic evasion. Then, the cloud unleashed a hailstorm of icy projectiles, trapping him on the battlefield, just as he narrowly escaped the barrage and caught his breath. A new warrior emerged, the wild boar howitzer, fierce, relentless, and seemingly impervious to attacks. The crocodile wolf tank uses its super large drill bit to try and break through the wild boar small howitzer's tough armor. But the boar doesn't fear this attack at all. Both sides have fought until their eyes are red with fury. What will happen next? Fight on for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The wild boar small howitzer suddenly charges in, using a brutal head-on tactic. Though it's half the size of the crocodile wolf tank, the tank struggles to intercept its incoming shells. Undaunted, the wild boar small howitzer activates its steel bristle armor, an incredibly tough defense that directly withstands the tank's powerful drill shells. Howitzer was severely hit in the rear by the crocodile's deadly spin, and Steel Wolf seized the moment to unleash a fierce combo, finishing with a cannon blast. Despite the heavy blows, the wild boar's incredibly sturdy armor held up. It seems to have survived the assault relatively intact. What will happen next? Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The battle between the wild boar howitzer and the croc wolf tank intensified, with the rhino train firing opportunistic shots to support the wild boar. In response, the croc wolf tank shifted tactics, splitting back into Steel Wolf and the crocodile. The crocodile's deadly death roll severely damaged the wild boar howitzer, and Steel Wolf followed up with a fierce combo, leaving the wild boar disoriented. Yet it somehow managed to remain standing. Hippopotamus Hama Negative O1 tunnel boring machine TPM is highly efficient. It is estimated to break through this tunnel in just a few more hours. After a short break, the soldiers are all ready to charge into battle again. What will happen next? Fight on for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Wild Boar Howitzer unleashed its entire arsenal, forcing Steel Wolf and the Crocodile to react quickly. The Crocodile lived up to its voracious reputation, even swallowing 3 cannonballs in a row. However, the Wild Boar's attack turned out to be a bluff, and meanwhile, Rhino 203's squad called in the Hippo boring machine to excavate a tunnel, while Steel Wolf and the Crocodile worked together to clear out the remaining ice pillars completely. The volcano has erupted. Soldiers in the battle are helping each other. Facing this sudden natural disaster, the soldiers seem so tiny. How will they confront this massive natural calamity? What will happen next? Fight unceasingly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Hippo's tunnel boring machine is still hard at work, digging a planned escape route. Meanwhile, the Lion King tank and the Grizzly tank attempt to rendezvous with Steel Wolf, but are ambushed by the elephant along the way. A fierce battle breaks out between the two sides. Just as the fighting intensifies, the sky darkens with swirling clouds, lightning cracks, and the volcano violently erupts. The Grizzly tank nearly plummets into a newly opened chasm, but the elephant rescues it. Not with a hand, but with a swift, powerful trunk. The lava tanks unleashed by the volcanic beast prove impervious to bullets and shells. After analysis, the Lion King tank discovers a large crystal embedded in the head of each tank. Could this be their weak point? Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Steel Wolf and the crocodile set out to investigate the cause of the volcanic eruption, only to discover the elephant already involved in the mission. The Lion King tank explained the situation. To confront the volcanic beast, they must unite and fight together. But how did this colossal creature come to exist? And how can they counter the swarms of small lava tanks? I know 203 and the others, unaware of the situation, immediately tensed up upon seeing the crocodile, still believing it to be an enemy. Weapons were raised in an instant, but fortunately, the elephant was present to explain the entire misunderstanding. Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode! The volcanic beast unleashed a swarm of small lava tanks, which seemed immune to conventional artillery. While retreating, Steel Wolf made a critical discovery. These tanks operate within a limited control range. Outside this zone, they self-destruct. Meanwhile, the elephant and the crocodile have set out to gather reinforcements for a united assault against the volcanic beast. destruction of its lava tanks, the volcanic beast is now channeling immense energy to forge an even deadlier batch. How will Steel Wolf and his comrades breach the beast's defenses while facing its renewed fury? Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The elephant and the crocodile have returned to gather reinforcements. Data analysis indicates that Rhino 203's ice-based abilities are highly effective against the lava tanks. Together, the four warriors Steel Wolf, Rhino 203, Crocodile, and the Lion King succeeded in destroying 5 of the volcanic beast's lava tanks. Enraged, the volcanic beast has begun producing new lava tanks, its mouth gaping wide open. And that is exactly the opportunity Steel Wolf has been waiting for. Enraged by the destruction of its lava tanks, the volcanic beast is now gathering energy to forge an entirely new batch. How will Steel Wolf and his team of warriors strike against the volcanic beast under such fierce retaliation? Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next. The volcanic beast is creating new lava tanks, opening its mouth extremely wide. Exactly the opportunity Steel Wolf has been waiting for. With the Grizzly tank's help, Steel Wolf and Rhino 203 are hurled directly into the beast's mouth. Their mission: find its control core and uncover the truth behind the mutation of this colossal monster. What could have caused such a terrifying transformation? Steel Wolf and Rhino 203 were thrown into disarray by the Spider combat vehicle's explosive mini-spiders, still struggling to find an effective counter. But wait, let's not call this a retreat. This is what you might call an offensive maneuver to the rear. Ah-ha-ha-ha. Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. From the darkness across the chasm, a Spider combat vehicle emerged. Its weapons unnervingly strange. The shells fired by Steel Wolf and Rhino 203 were effortlessly neutralized by web-like projectiles. The Spider mech then released a swarm of agile, explosive mini-spiders that swiftly targeted Steel Wolf. Can we find a way to counter these deadly explosives? Steel Wolf and Rhino 203 attempted to cross a makeshift bridge of webbing and ice over a river of molten lava. However, in the intense heat of the volcanic zone, Rhino 203's ice was not strong enough, causing the fragile structure to snap. Steel Wolf nearly plunged into the magma below, but Rhino 203 managed to clamp onto the other end of the bridge with his powerful jaws at the last second. Will their desperate grip be enough to escape this peril? Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Steel Wolf and Rhino 203 worked in perfect sync. Using a grenade and a gasoline barrel, they cleverly eliminated the swarm of explosive spider drones. The Skyder combat vehicle retaliated by shooting webs and swinging away like Spider-Man to escape. Seizing the opportunity, Rhino 203 fired a frost cannon round, combining it with the residual webs to create a makeshift bridge over the molten lava. However, immersed in the intense geothermal energy, Rhino 203 couldn't safely absorb too much power, causing the icy structure to fracture suddenly. Steel Wolf nearly plummeted into the molten rock below. Deep within the cave, Rhino 203 finally located the Spider combat vehicle, but a massive vault-like security door blocked the entrance, utterly resistant to cannon fire. Under sniper attack from the Spider mech, can Rhino 203 break through and Steel Wolf fight tirelessly for the tribe? See you in the next episode. Just as Steel Wolf was about to plunge into the lava, an outstretched rock caught him in the nick of time. Steel Wolf and Rhino 203 then split up to advance separately. Inside a flame cavern, Steel Wolf discovered the trapped Scorpion assault vehicle and freed it. Before parting ways, the Scorpion upgraded Steel Wolf's weapon into a flamethrower. Meanwhile, on the other side, Rhino 203 ran into trouble. Steel Wolf and Rhino 203 have been captured, though their allies outside remain unaware. As they face the onslaught of the volcanic beast, a massive electrostatic crystal sphere suddenly hurtles toward them. What will happen next? No one can predict the outcome. Fight tirelessly for see you in the next episode. Rhino 203 was captured by the spy combat vehicle, which then set a trap and also captured Steel Wolf. Why hasn't the Spider combat vehicle delivered a fatal blow? Are they being used as bait outside? The battle rages on. The Lion King tank, Crocodile grenade vehicle, and Grizzly tank face the lava tank controlled by the volcanic beast. Suddenly, the volcanic beast unleashes a massive electrostatic crystal. In its colossal bear form, the Grizzly tank possesses immense strength and engages the Molten Crusher in close quarters combat. However, a new threat emerges nearby. A shadowy figure lurks in the darkness, preparing to strike. Is this mysterious presence an ally to the Grizzly tank, or reinforcement for the volcanic beast? Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The volcanic beast harnessed a giant electrostatic crystal to upgrade the lava tank, merging them into a colossal multi-layered vehicle known as the Molten Crusher. At the same time, the Grizzly tank, enhanced by a power crystal provided by the Lion King and the Crocodile, expanded in size and gained tremendous strength. In its titanic bear form, it shattered the Molten Crusher to pieces. Yet the wreckage reassembled itself, restoring the war machine to its original state. Just then, a new presence emerged in the distance. Friend or foe, the battle is about to turn. The Lion King tank and the crocodile encountered the Spider combat vehicle, whose provocative behavior seemed designed to lure them deeper into a trap. What method will the Spider combat vehicle use to capture the Lion King tank and the crocodile fight tirelessly for the tribe? See you in the next episode. The volcanic beast utilized a massive electrostatic crystal to upgrade the lava tank, merging them into a colossal multi-layered behemoth, the Lava Crusher. Meanwhile, the Grizzly tank, empowered by the strength crystal provided by the Lion King and the crocodile, grew to an enormous size and gained immense power. In its giant bear form, it shattered the Lava Crusher to pieces yet. The wreckage reassembled itself, restoring the mech to its original state. Just then, a new figure appeared in the distance, friend or foe. The answer remains unknown. The Lion King tank and the crocodile were infuriated by the Gopher engineer vehicle's tactics. Firing multiple shells in unison, they were determined to take down the Gopher, no matter the cost. Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Lion King and the crocodile pursued the spider combat vehicle, only to fall right into the Gopher's trap. The Gopher seemed in no hurry to fight, instead using its digging skills to taunt the Lion King tank and crocodile, all to lure them deeper into the central cave. What kind of ambush had the spider combat vehicle and the Gopher laid in wait ahead? The Lion King tank and the crocodile combined to form the fearsome Croc Lion Reaper. With the crocodile's powerful pincer acting like a mechanical claw, it effortlessly seized the Gopher, leaving both the Gopher and the spider combat vehicle incapacitated on the ground. Now, the Croc Lion Reaper must press on to rescue their captured comrades. Steel Wolf and Rhino 203 fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. Crocodile was accidentally captured, and just like Steel Wolf, was hoisted up and wrapped into a cocoon. Meanwhile, the Lion King tank battled fiercely against the spider combat vehicle and the Gopher engineer vehicle, or to be more accurate, was beaten black and blue by the two of them. Using a death roll, Crocodile managed to break free. Then, the Lion King and Crocodile combined to form the Croc Lion Reaper, instantly turning the tide of battle and snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. The Crocolion Reaper unleashed a barrage of anti-aircraft fire, forcing the Spider-Mouse tank to block frantically with its large pliers while hopping backward in retreat, knowing they must rescue Steel Wolf quickly. The Lion King understood that ending the battle swiftly was crucial. Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Spider Combat Vehicle and the Gopher Engineer Vehicle combined to form the Spider-Mouse tank. The Spider-Mouse tank's large pincer was snapped off by the crocodile's death roll, but miraculously, the severed arm reattached itself using threads, just like Kakuzu's body. The Crocolion Reaper intensified its assault, determined to win this battle. The volcanic beast's brain was being controlled by a monster. At its center sat a colossal jellyfish mech, its countless tentacles manipulating numerous energy crystals on the ground. Steel Wolf and the others could only stare in shock and disbelief. Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode. The Spider-Mouse tank fiercely attacked the Crocolion Reaper with a meteor hammer, At the critical moment, an AI scan revealed that the Spider-Mouse tank was being controlled by a crystal. The Crocodilian Reaper destroyed the control crystal, freeing Steel Wolf and Rhino 203. Working together, they passed through the final gate and discovered a colossal jellyfish mecha, controlling the volcanic beast and the warriors in the area. The tank beasts of Mechor unite to resist the invaders. How many unknown secrets does the planet still hold? Can the intercontinental missiles stop the super jellyfish aerospace warship from plundering the energy crystals? Will our Steel Wolf Rhino 203, Lion King, and Crocodile Reaper ever return? Mechor needs the protection of its brave tank beasts. Fight tirelessly for the tribe. See you in the next episode.